I love my internet.
Yeah. Could be worse. Hey, everybody. This is Grimcat, and we are here with some more 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. We are running through the Tomb of Annihilation module. I go by Grimcat. I am a player here. I am playing Riyadh Day, the bee-flavored Circle of Spores druid. If the other two players would like to introduce themselves, you guys can fight on your order, but
yeah, I'll take first go. You know, just to get the fighting.
Yeah.
My name's Greg. I play a character, Jake, cleric. Yeah, pretty simple forward.
I'm just gonna hide in the background, do some fishing while you guys are doing all your intros. I'm Roland. I'm the dark elf rogue that used to be a spy who was terrible at it, and now he is a fisherman who is also terrible at it.
He's improving. He's improving.
He's caught a couple of things.
And certainly last but not least, our DM.
Hello, 420. Or Gypsy. Or Zadrone in Shifting City if you watch the other campaign. But unless Grim has anything else to say, as per usual, I guess I will take over.
No, I certainly don't. Nothing important anyway.
Did anyone else have anything they wished to say or talk about before we get started?
Oh, maybe just Bubba Boy, Bob Streisand, Bubba Boy.
That's my thing. Come on, man.
Just been stolen since you're the DM. It can't be your thing in this game.
True. But I believe last we left off, we had just made the descent back down from Mbala and speaking with Nanny Poo Poo, declining her offer to resurrect Jake's son Theodore, and instead choosing to bury Theodore in the jungle below the mountains. Was there anything else we did before we finished there? That was the last major thing I remember.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, where do you guys want to head to next? Would be the next big question.
Well, I mean,
there was camp vengeance on the table, wasn't there? We were traveling here.
I would personally like to go to Camp Vengeance.
We wish to go towards that marking? Because as we discussed last time, that's not necessarily, as per the module says, Camp Vengeance. It's just I can't move that part of the token on the map. I can.
I may be outnumbered
there is another thing at the bottom underneath it that's still there.
And I can't move that one.
I may be outnumbered here, but I'd like to go back to Yeliark and the goblins and see if we can get our donkey back.
Yep. It's a good idea as well. That's a possible idea.
That seems reasonable.
I'm actually swayed to go along with that one. Yeah.
We have also seen, which I suppose you would probably prefer to go off towards them because they're quite a distance, but the other two, the what River thought was a ship in the trees and the floating chunk of rock off in the distance, you guys had been able to see on your ascent to Mbala as well. And again, you would have seen them on, or at least seen because the floating chunk of rock on your descent as well, obviously, though.
Oh, so we're talking like within 5 miles of us?
Oh no, these
No,
these
she said
are
it was
far in the distance, like
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
over this direction,
I gotcha.
around that area. It looks like the land in around, if I can ping, around basically where that ping is.
Mm-hmm.
It looks more like a more open basin in the land,
Mm-hmm.
and the mote of earth is suspended above that basin.
Sure. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind checking something like that out afterwards, but I would rather do it with all of our gear, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be keen to go back and grab a donkey.
Oh, give us.
I know it might not be our best option, but I think we should probably go through a little bit of the unmapped area and try and map some more on our way back.
Personally, I would rather not doing that because that is kind of goblin territory. We think. I mean, again, we could probably take some goblins, sure, but you know.
Yeah, I'll personally wouldn't mind mapping out some of the other areas around. Whereabouts were you thinking?
I was thinking just like either head north or south a wee bit and just take off a couple of, even if it's just 2 or 3 more segments.
They say mapping
Just,
around these ways areas. Around these ways.
but if we did
I think it just means.
like sort of like that,
Yeah. Right. I reckon that, yeah.
because we could take out those 3 doing that.
Yeah. I'll be keen to go back that way, down that way. Sounds alright.
I mean, in all fairness, we could just get lost and not know where we're going either. But yeah, I just think since it's not mapped out, we should at least try and do some things.
To be fair, we can get lost going out of what we have mapped out. I mean, you know, it's more of a
You get lost anywhere, man.
yeah, OC rather than a IC type thing with the map, you know, practically.
I mean, it's easier to travel through where you've traveled through because you have mapped it and everything, and you can.
Is
You
it?
know,
This internet
but
is not
partially-
great.
you've been like marking, there's trees,
Yeah.
and I would assume, if you've passed a big cliff face or something like that, you would have marked that on there too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to navigate somewhat. Plus, I mean, it's a week. None of you have amnesia or anything, short-term memory loss.
Am I back?
You're better.
You're back.
I'm pretty sure you'd be okay. Like, it just changes the DC. It brings it down a bit if you're traveling or intending to travel through hexes you've already traveled through.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll be keen to travel back down these ways then.
yeah.
Map out those ways while we get back.
We will leave off on the next fresh morning after the burial, so feel free to take a long rest and any benefits that comes with. And give us a survival roll for our first day.
Do you want to remove? How do I remove Theodore from my sheet list, or does he just stay there?
He'll just say that it's okay.
Okay.
I guess sort of like a memorial. We'll see all of the. If any characters die and people re-roll characters, they can choose to keep or delete. If you want him deleted, I can delete him.
Nah, we'll just keep him.
Plus, it might come back into play later on at some point. You never know.
Make for some good story, eh?
Exactly. But whenever people are ready, survival roll.
Survival roll.
So, you were moving 1 square directly south? first to clear
Yeah.
an area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So there.
Yep.
Alright. Give me a perception each then for the first night, and take off any food you need. I think you guys are using the good honey for your
Yeah.
food, aren't you? Yeah.
I've been keeping a spell down for it.
I've been trying to eat my rations so I can carry a little bit more if I need to.
And these are with advantage.
Thanks, Grim. Damn.
They
You
would-
covered us on that one.
They're with advantage anyway, so you rolled an 8. Because you're doing the double watches, assuming Roland's pulling 2 watches like you can.
Oh, I will. Ooh. Yeah, I'll help someone on their watch.
Yeah. Alright, so the first night passes rather uneventfully. It's still getting a lot colder. You're quite thankful for the few pelts you did manage to make. But you do get the feeling that if it gets much colder, if it starts snowing or anything like that, there may not be enough, but they're enough to currently keep you comfortable at night inside your tents and everything like that. You wake up in the morning to a light mist covering the forest around you. And that's our weather for the day, so give us another survival. Are you going to this one?
Team, we're good to go this one.
Yeah, sounds
Yep.
good.
All right.
Just tell me if you move back into the marked areas already, because, like I said, it'll change your DCs. But give us perception for the night.
Wow.
1. Wait, yeah, okay, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have motorbikes outside. Can you hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I thought so. Where is... Sorry, I'm just trying to find the random encounter sheet again. There. During the night, you see what looks like almost a humanoid shape flying above you. They're not circling you or anything like that. They don't seem to have noticed you, even with any fireplace you may have set or anything. They just seem to be flying off towards the cliffs. But besides that, no attention is paid towards you, and they leave you alone. The next morning is quite the same as the one before. The mist seems to be getting a little bit denser, maybe, but not to any extent that it's impeding vision or anything like that. It's just a light mist over the entire forest. Give us another survival, and for the day as well, everyone give a perception check.
Do you want the perception first?
No, survival first. Sweet. And I assume you'd move to this one here. Where I just moved it.
Do I see it?
The day is quite uneventful. A lot of it seems to be getting a little bit easier. You're not sure, but it seems like the forest seems a bit more traveled in this area, or at least there seems to have been larger creatures moving through. A lot of the jungle you've been moving through, the natural inhabitants are smaller creatures that can move through the vines and roots easier. But this part of the forest has more space between the trees. It's not as overgrown and hard to make its way through, and you can see the odd occasional track of a larger beast, maybe boars or small dinosaurs, scratching up against trees, rubbing up against them, or moving through the forest. But besides that, you don't find anything out of the ordinary. So give us our night perception checks.
So, before we do that, during
Yeah.
the day, because I would like to talk some with Jake, at some point during whatever, I would turn to him and say, so it's behind us, quite literally, but what made you change your mind?
Well, he's we've been carrying him. Yeah, we've been carrying him with us for some time now, and I just feel personally that it just wasn't.
You're also like really low, like
Yeah, you're
Oh.
quiet
out of
as.
character.
What about now? We're good. Yeah.
Way better,
that's
yeah.
better.
So, yeah, we've been carrying him for some time now, weeks. Just felt like it just wasn't the right thing to be doing. To be carrying him like that.
I'll admit, I don't quite understand. I mean, we had carried him through that long, and we had reached, our destination to where we wouldn't have had to have been, and you turned, and
Yeah. It's just the experience that I've had with resurrecting people. Most of the times, they don't come back the way you remember them. They change. And yeah, this is the most experiences that I've had with and seen with resurrection. I didn't want to have to risk that and have my son come back as something he's not. So it's just honor the memory as itself. It would have been best
Hey,
for
Dad.
me personally to put him to rest.
When
I mean,
one
yeah.
second, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
when you come to get a refill on your drink, can you help Pep up with his hearing aids?
We'll see.
please?
Okay.
That is another thing. Also, quickly, I know a lot of the traveling
Wow,
is
wow.
basically just consistent rolls. So if there is anything throughout the days you wish to be doing, just say, or anything special you wish to do to liven it up.
So sorry about that. I would still obviously be talking, but I have to get myself in the right headset. It was your decision to make, but
And I respect that you said that. I do. It's just, yeah.
well, it was your decision to make. It wasn't. Again, I don't want it to necessarily sound like I disapprove, but we'll leave it at that. And, if sort of the silence sort of fills like it kind of just did, I would sort of go off on my own for a little bit, just to the side.
Or would we say we would be doing this during a camping? Like we camping on
This
this
is,
night?
I would figure, more while we were walking.
Yeah, we talk, yeah.
That's fine.
as for while we're walking activity, I mean, I would always want to sort of keep an eye out for plants or herbs or anything like that.
Yeah, well, if you want to make a nature roll or something like that to see if you do anything, just tell me and feel free to, like, I know it's basically just adding more dice rolls and everything, but
Sure.
it's to a means besides just rolling dice to travel,
Yeah, well,
which is a big part of this module, frankly.
yeah, it's fun. So yeah, I will throw a terrible nature check on.
Yeah. In 11, you find some nice plants and everything, but nothing that you think would be too fantastical or useful in potions.
Right.
You might be able to get like some base ingredients or something like that, but nothing with a particular quality itself. It'd just be, the basic plants that make up the base of the potions and everything like that you take you 5 seconds in the wilderness to find if you're doing
right
crafting and everything.
Yeah. Well,
What about the try for searching around for some herbs as well? Or...
I mean, if you want to, for you it would be a lot harder because you're not specialized around it, and with a 5 you find nothing. Yeah, you just, they're flowers to you. They're pretty. They're different kinds of plants. They don't mean much to you yourself. But with that,
I'll pick a couple of flowers for the walk.
Make a little flower chainlet thing, flower necklace. Oh, wow. I completely forgot to do these two for their day. Okay. At one point during your travels, for the day, Flask notes out a cave in a cliff face with a small opening, clearing in front of it. It's a little bit off of the path that you were quote unquote intending to take through, but it would only take maybe half an hour to get to. As you guys are traveling, he tends to be a fair bit more of a distance away from you, almost like a scout wayfarer. He goes out, finds the easiest pass through, and comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Roland would probably help him a fair bit with that as well. But yeah, he's usually within calling distance if anything ever happens or anything like that. But at the same time, he's very rarely in sight unless he's back with the party giving information on how to go ahead and everything. Mm-hmm. And yeah, at one point he comes out and says that he found a cave that just inside of it seems to be some kind of man-made tiles or something.
Just quickly saying, I probably would try and scout out ahead with him. Even though I've got terrible perception, I'd probably try and hang out with him.
Oh yeah, it's not necessarily a factor of he's trying to find anything in particular or anything. It's just it's a lot easier when there's one person doing the forward scouting, and I'd imagine that you'd be doing the same as well. Everyone probably takes their turns at trying to find different paths and everything. It's just the general travel, how you travel through areas like this.
Well, that cave sort of sounds like it's probably worth checking out. It is right along the way.
Well, I've examined the area. Is there any footprints or anything, like dinosaur tracks?
In the area where you guys are, or are you saying you want to go there and check out that area?
The area that we're in now.
In the area you are now, the only major tracks that are being left are from you. There's, again, still wilderness tracks marks of animals and everything, how they rub up against trees and some bark will be missing, or the slight chewing of some leaves or something missing and everything like that. But you haven't seen signs of human or humanoid life since the other night where you saw what looked like people flying above you.
So,
But you guys are nowhere near the cave. You're probably half an hour to an hour's distance away from the cave. It's
Yeah, well, I think unless somebody objects, we should, go check out the cave.
yeah,
Yep.
Yep, I'm in agreement with that.
I can't honestly agree with you there, Riyadh.
In that case, we'll move you here.
So everything is dark. Just, throwing that out there.
Daddy, I have to
You
show
should be able to
Zoom
see
out.
Oh,
the
no,
bottom right.
I see. Yes, I do see. Sorry. What's up,
Well, that's
kiddo?
because I'm tiny.
this tiny
Yes.
video. It's only 1
Don't
minute
play
and
with
10
your
seconds.
sizes. Like I said, we
Daddy
are
warning.
using the grid map.
There's
Roland,
different parts
I've
to
set
it.
everyone's
Takes 10
tokens
minutes.
up, so
1
just
minute
don't
and 10
accidentally
seconds.
delete
Kiddo,
your
I can't watch
token
that right
or
now.
resize it or anything, because the measurements in Roll20 are twice the size of the measurements to this map. So I've halved all the distance units, but each of these squares is still 5 feet.
I'm sorry, but I missed literally all of that while I was talking to my kid.
Basically, distances are halved if you use the measuring systems from Roll20, half all distances from that. But the squares themselves that you can
Hi,
see
Fraser.
are 5 feet each still. So you see the squares at 2.5-ish?
Uh-huh.
They're 5 feet.
Okay.
So you move 6 squares for your movement still. And yeah.
Okay.
So basically, any measurements just halve them off of the Roll20s. And assuming you guys light torches or any lanterns you have, all your visions are set up properly. Roll in your the red tinge is your night vision.
Yeah,
And like the meme I posted, that is basically what night vision is. It's 90 security camera night vision.
Well, if we're getting ready to head into the cave, I will, light up the tip of my quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah,
and also probably mage armor up before we head into unknown caves.
Even though it is security camera vision, you did remember to take into account I have double security camera vision, right?
Yeah, but that's distance.
Yeah.
So if you see the distance of it should be 60 because you double that because the measurements are all halved.
Yeah, sweet. Just trying to say that.
Yeah. Alright, so if everyone wants to roll initiative, because we will do it by initiative.
Also, I'm tiny.
Yes, because you need to fit to the map squares. The Roll20 is not gridded for these. So you can technically move between the squares. So tell me if you see this initiative roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can you see it in the turn order?
No.
Alright, so it's still hides
In the
within
order.
turn order.
Uh,
Should be right down the bottom.
it's not in the order, but
Yeah, cool.
there's a roll showed up.
Yeah, that's fine. Still kind of annoying, but it's not like you know where the things are. So as you get closer to the cave, you can see. Oh, did that roll both of them?
That zombie split into two.
Yeah, it's okay.
We should be concerned.
So as you get closer to where Flask pointed out that this cave is, you start noticing the smell of death and rot. Everything is quite alive still in the forest.
Is it like
outside.
a pungent smell?
No, it's not very thick. It's just a light trace on the air. But as you get close to the cave, you see that all the walls of the cave, as you move in, are overgrown with vines, and where it looks like stone, you only see the slight peakings of the stone cave walls now, and then most of it is covered up by the overgrowth. But with that, Flask will be able to be moved first. 3. 6. And he will light his torch, seeing that the inside of the cave and deeper in is indeed pitch black with no lights in it. Roland's turn. You stealthy?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Jake's turn. Oh no, the real.
Hmm?
Oh, I couldn't see you on the initiative list at first, but no, I did see you.
Just saying everything we do for movement is halved.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So 6 squares basically is what you can move, without dashing or anything. Each of the squares is 5 feet. That goes for spells, ranged attacks, anything like that as well.
For the record, you can change the scale of the map and the grid.
Oh, can you?
Mm-hmm.
I will figure that out for next week. So we will.
You gotta do math to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was dreading it. I just felt like drawing lines on the map. That's why I figured out the dark vision stuff.
Yeah.
Put myself. Take a walk over here. In my turn.
Did you?
Come again.
So I am not stealthing through or anything like that, but
No, that's fine. It's your
5,
turn.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. and I'll actually be right back.
That's fine. Rose turn.
Just because I'm stealthing doesn't mean anyone else has to.
No,
I just get hit last.
I mean, she's
You can
not
use all of yours, my cannon fodder.
she's not deadpan sprinting, but she does use her dash action to get in. And that's her turn. Flask. And Roland.
Now,
Yes, you can move between friendlies, obviously.
is it half movement for stealthing, or is it just break stealth when you move?
You can keep stealth for half movement or break stealth to move.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move normally and then re-stealth.
Try for that higher stealth roll.
No.
I like giving people more choices personally. But as you start getting the actual cave itself opened up, you can see off in the distance through what looks like a doorway. Stones have been carved into the ground, leading into a room where you think you can see what looks like pillars. It definitely seems to be man-made structures, not just worn in over time. It's been chiseled with stone. Stone working tools and everything like that. The ground here,
Hold on.
again, you can see all this cobblestone and everything here, but it's only the slight glimpse through the roots every now and then. You're still basically walking on almost a wooden floor of entangled, almost netted roots and vines. But it's jigsed.
Vadadalorian. Vadadalorian.
Movement. Right here. Yeah. Let's see.
Riod's turn. He might be 5 or 10 minutes, so 5. I don't think he would push through everyone. So, River. Moves in. Roland.
Move in more with my Kato friends.
Meow.
I still want to be quiet about it though.
Yep. And
Now we'll start moving at half movement.
yeah, I was going to say, so you're going to keep the 23?
Nope. Sorry, that wasn't.
Just trying to center myself.
She's cross.
So you got one more square, I think. Maybe 2.
I'll just move forward to one more.
Keeping in mind you don't have to move all of your movement.
Now, I have a small question.
Yes.
Are those going up and easily seeable, or are those going down and not so easily seeable?
They're going up. So you can see the steps and each step going up. Why?
That's just
Is
because
it coming up to us? Or
I
going...
just wasn't sure.
So you guys are on the lower ground, and you will go up the stairs into what looks like a man-made room with pillars and everything.
I'll let my turn.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Everyone?
Who?
Everyone.
Jeez. So
You feel
focused
up
on
your
being
stealth
quiet,
check.
I forgot to look out.
So Roland doesn't hear what everyone else does, but far off in the distance, you're almost sure you can hear what sounds like some kind of groan or a deep moaning sound. It's very faint, and you wouldn't be able to guess which direction besides deeper, but there's something deeper in there.
I'm back.
You are back. It is just your turn as well. You and everyone else except for Roland have just heard a low moaning or groaning sound from somewhere deeper in the cave. You wouldn't be able to pinpoint what kind of direction or anything, but you're sure there's something deeper in there.
Okay. For now, I think I'll just move up.
And River will move forward to the bottom of the steps and check for traps. But she doesn't find anything. After a few seconds checking over, she turns around and says, well, these look reasonably clear at least. That brings us to Flusk's turn, who moves there and holds his turn. Or finishes his turn.
I'm gonna creep forward a wee bit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Check. So you using your dash action as well?
No, yeah, I'm just trying to work out how far from where I am to there. Forward up.
So you stop before the steps?
Yeah, just before the second. I'll let my turn.
Alright.
Real, your turn.
Mm-hmm. And I will go ahead and dash, at least get to the front. should end me right there.
And yes, as you guys come into this room, you can see there are 4 pillars holding up what seems to be a 20, maybe 25-foot roof.
So pretty tall.
Yeah.
So obviously I wasn't here for a time, but a little bit. Has anybody like searched around for prints though, or anything, or tracks?
Not outside. Yeah, no.
Okay.
There's none that are overbearing, like obvious and everything. Everything is overgrown in this cave here. As you come into this room, you see that the walls still have vines and everything covering them and interlacing over them, but the floor has cleared out into cut cobblestone.
And is the floor clear of this vegetation too?
Yeah. In the cave, it was all vegetation, and you could see the cobblestone through small flashes between the vines and everything. But as you come up those stairs, they've been cleared off the stairs and make way into the clear cobblestone, with leaving the vinage on the walls, and it looks like possibly the roof as well has the startings of creepers going across the top.
Okay.
This room seems to be almost like a raised up pedestal with the stairs. You can see each of the stairs lead up to this room with them, so going down each of the stairs out of this room.
Okay.
It goes back down to about the same level as the cave, give or take a few feet.
About how high is it raised up? How steep are the stairs?
About 15 feet maybe.
Okay.
So it's enough that when you're at the bottom of the stairs, you can't properly see into the room you're in.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's so large, you could see as you were coming up the stairs, you could see the columns on the other side of the room and such like that. Oh, sorry. It's Flask's turn. That's my bad. Roland?
I might actually break stealth again.
I was going to say, there's not much point being stealth at the back.
Yeah. But I'm going to take, like, all of my turn as movement. I'm going to dash twice.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, here.
That's fine. You can see at the bottom of the stairs over this way what looks like a sarcophagus or coffin, stone one. And I don't think you can... Oh, yeah, you can see the slight makings of some more down to the south as well.
It's a very, very little, but it's the side of one.
Yeah. But Jake's turn.
Okay. And my turn.
And end your turn. Bring us to this.
So I'm gonna take 15, and then I'm gonna say.
It's not your turn yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Is it not showing zombies' turn?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Something just popped up.
Layer. So you see from the south start coming up the stairs the corpse of what looks to be a half-orc. And now it's your turn.
Okay.
They are very slow.
Okay. So.
Yeah, with the knight running in full armor, it's a bit loud.
Right, which is, somewhat understood. Nobody else was stealthing either, except for,
Rolling at the start.
yeah, at the start. And then there was a lot of running. No, it makes sense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and conjure my spirit wasps at level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just in front of me. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Yeah. And would you copy that as well?
Yeah. Copy. Okay.
There we go.
So you wanted them there?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Are they medium?
Yes.
Like size-wise?
Yeah, medium.
Just
beasts.
just for moving past them or anything like that.
It does roll its own initiative, it says as well, so I will.
We're-
19, descending.
And that'll
And
be.
your turn.
Yep, that'll be me.
And River's turn. He will, seeing people start to react, move to there. Or she will, I should say. And use her. Okay. She'll save her hunter's mark actually and just loose off an arrow. Does that nice damage.
Excuse me.
And that's her turn. Bring us Flask, who will move behind your wasps and hold his attack. It's the one on the right.
Okay. Well, we'll just 5, 10, 15 forward. And we'll go ahead and we'll start attacking. Start missing.
Yep, that's somehow a miss. Jake.
Also, it should be noted, like, for you and for everybody else, that these things aren't actually flying. They're sort of hovering, so if there are traps or anything like that, they would,
Trigger them, yep.
Yep.
That's fine.
And I'll.
Were you up here?
Yeah, I was just trying to see the squeeze.
You can move
So I was zoomed into
back
that.
one more square, and that's with dashing, I believe. Oh no. Yeah, you can move there without dashing.
That's with a dash I can move to my square zone. Up to it.
Yeah.
So,
But you won't be able to attack if you move there.
I'll let myself.
Roland.
I don't know. I don't think it actually matters if he's flanked. It's just advantage.
Yeah.
But I don't need advantage for sneak attack. Advantage to hit him though.
Yeah. Wait a second. 5, 15, 21.
Yes, it is.
You kind of like almost decapitate it, and its head looks like it's about to fall from its body, but you can see that there's just like a tendon or two left holding its head on its body, and it's still standing. How did it make that save just then?
It got the DC.
That was perfect. Yes, because if you need to ask, it also has this.
Mm-hmm.
I just assume most will be safe that, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's the other wasp's turn.
Okay, we're going to actually 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You don't have to worry about doing vision or anything for them. It's just moving in case.
At Zombie's turn, it will make an attack against Roland. 11 doesn't hit, I take it. Riot's turn.
Okay. I'm going to Shillelagh as a bonus. And then I am going to... I guess move 5. And then throw a flaming wasp at it.
9 is a hit. 6 fire damage. It bursts into flames and dies, slumping to the ground, quite crispy, the last of its flesh crisping off. Bringing us to... Oh, did you want to continue moving or anything?
No.
Alright, River's turn then. She will... Since everyone seems to be just naturally funneling down there, start following if we're going to be searching off down that way.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I mean, any direction is as good as any other.
Yeah. Flask will slip through, stepping over the body, and continue on. Your wasp's turn.
It'll move just about to the edge of my vision.
Check.
Yeah. So.
Or was there anything else you wanted to do, sorry? Or was it just moving?
Yeah, no, it was moving. I was just gonna. Yeah, that's my.
Rolling.
I got to do a little bit of measuring, but I'm at least coming down here. But I want to come down here to see, and then plan out my attack.
Your attack?
Well, yeah, a plan of attack.
Aye.
Uh, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
Oh, eh? Pretty hard to ignore now, bro.
Shit.
Can I search the sarcophagi?
If you've got an action left, yes. Again, like, we're just going by initiative for the moving and everything like that. If there's searching and stuff like that, and it would technically take longer than 6 seconds, it's still just an action in terms, unless there's actually enemies around. But give me in perception, I believe it is. Yep. It's been broken out of, as you can see on the map. Quite possibly it was what was holding the zombie before, possibly before you guys came along, or the zombie could have broken out long before, you're not quite sure. But it's definitely been broken out of from the inside. But it's empty, there's nothing in it, save for maybe some dust and a scrap of flesh or cloth.
Pocket sand.
Wasp's turn.
Good turn.
Good turn. That zombie is dead. Hurry up.
We're gonna dash so I can at least see some other stuff too. Although with that I can no longer. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, and that'll be it.
River will come down, step in and say, I know we might all be a little excited, but maybe sprinting through unexplored tombs isn't the best idea. I mean, thankfully there haven't been any traps, but do you remember the shrine? Maybe we should just slow it down and be a bit more careful.
Well, I suppose so, but surely if these zomblings are shuffling around, they would have activated any traps.
Quite possible, actually. I did not think of that, but still, the noise as well. I mean, she kind of nods at Jake. He, even just walking around, isn't exactly quiet.
Well, fair. It's a very fair point. We should probably take some time and slow things down, and probably keep an eye out for traps of some sort too.
Yeah, it didn't seem like she was annoyed or overly worried about it. It was just let's not get too excited and let's just be a little bit careful. But with that, it is Flask's turn, and he spends his turn cutting off some of the vinage off the walls. It looks like he might be looking for some kind of markings or something on the walls. Although there aren't any, at least in the patch he clears. What it seems he's looking for. Again, he's not exactly the most overly talk. Like, he doesn't talk about what he's doing or anything like that. He'll talk with you, and he's happy enough to talk with people and everything like that. But if there's not a reason for him to talk, he doesn't really explain his actions or anything unless But Wasp's turn.
I will just come closer to me.
And Jake's turn.
I'll take a walk over here and examine this Chris.
Give me perception. Or actually, it's a closed one. If you wanted to check on the inside of it, it doesn't seem like it's.
I'll check. I was just gonna say I'll check around the outside for maybe if it's been trapped or anything.
Yeah, give me a perception then. You don't notice any traps, but the figurehead on top of it, which kind of, is meant to show a depiction of who lays inside of it, shows a humanoid with what looks like horns above it. Oh, not above it, on its head, I should say.
Oh, no, it's not trapped or anything. I'll take a look inside.
Like let me interrupt you. Like a minotaur or something that's more human but with horns?
More human with horns. If you're well known, if you know the races of the world well, it would probably be hazarded a guess towards a tiefling.
Okay.
And give me a strength check.
Oh.
Strength roll. The lid is really heavy. You don't move it an inch.
Alright. I'll just do my turn there. So exhausted.
I mean, no, it doesn't exhaust you or anything like that. Like, you tried lifting and moving it. It feels like it would be, a 2-3 person job or a feat of strength. Roland?
I'm gonna probably come back out to meet up with people. Well, hidden away behind this corner.
At all?
Yeah, for now.
Wasp's turn. And then yours.
And I'm gonna head through the corridor, and I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for any traps that may or may not be there.
Mm-hmm. If you give me a perception on your movement as well, then.
Sure.
Is it like,
Let me roll that
you're making a point of it? You'll use an action to keep an eye out and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you move yet?
No.
No. Okay, I was gonna say.
Having
Well,
a little bit of trouble with grids and stuff with all the close flags. So
Oh yeah, with the small squares and everything.
which puts me about there.
Yeah, but you're pretty sure around this, what looks like an L bend ahead of you, there isn't any traps along the next little part of the hallway. This 5-10 feet. River.
And of course, I'd relay that. No traps in this section, at least.
Flask. Wasp. Jake.
Take a slow walk. B. I'll just answer the B here.
Cool then.
You there?
You there, Roller?
Sorry, are we waiting on me? What was that?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I guess I'm back. Can I just be moved like closer to everyone else? I've kind of gone for a smoke real quick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And can you throw a stealth roll on for me this time?
Yep.
Me too.
You got a 10. Unless you have advantage for some reason. Do you have anything that gives you advantage?
No, I think it's just regular. That's entirely average.
You got a 10. You're about as loud as everyone else. You just sticking to the shadows is a bit better. Wasp's turn.
Alright. I didn't realize they have 40 movement. So, right there.
And then your turn.
And I'd like to look for a trap again.
You don't find any traps.
There are no traps.
River will sit here and end her turn. Flask will basically do the same. Wasp's turn.
That's it.
Jake.
Someone somewhat make some noise coming up this hallway here.
Yeah, keeping in mind, just because the quote-unquote DM's character says slow down doesn't mean you actually have to go slow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did.
It was just advice
So-
that River would have given.
It's going to make some noise approaching this doorway here. Where was I? Yeah. Put myself up alongside this bee here. Mainly just making a noise to see if I get a reaction from in the room. Approaching.
You don't hear anything of particular value.
That's one way to find out where the enemies are.
Yeah, make them come to you. But you are perfectly capable of seeing the coffin in front of you as well.
Yep.
And Roland's turn. Are you back, or do you need me to move you?
Not quite. I'll just move up with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's real much point in stealthing with Jingle Jangles over there.
No. Spectral Wasp's turn.
If I need to dash to catch up, I just want to be with the group.
No, you're basically center of the group as well.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You're able to keep up with Riot, basically.
Off to the corner.
And it's your turn.
And give the old perception.
You don't see any traps or anything like that, but you do notice that the cover of the sarcophagus in front of you is quite worn down to the point where the ones in the other room, they were quite thick. They were almost, a good nearly a foot thick of solid stone. This one looks a lot lighter and a lot more movable.
Okay.
But beyond that, River's turn. Last turn. Wasp's turn.
I'm back at my computer.
Cool.
And at some point I would say, the lid of this one looks like it's certainly a lot lighter. We should check it out, but probably after we clear out everything else.
Alright.
Jake's turn.
Alright. Have a sarcophagus here. And just want to examine it to see if it was the same creature that was on the last one as well.
Give me investigation and perception. But you can see plainly that whatever might have been inscribed on it on the top before is completely gone. It's worn and scratched away completely. Like, it's a good 6 inches of stone. If you were to base it off of the other ones, it's half as thick as the other ones, and it seems to have been worn down and scratched. But give me an investigation and a perception.
Whereabouts is the investigation?
In your skills. Investigation
It's
is
just under intimidation.
yeah.
Oh man, my fucking mouse is glitching out at the moment. Sorry.
So good. It looks like a plain sarcophagus. You can't see any kind of particular markings or anything suspicious about it. But that brings us to Roland's turn.
I'm gonna. Can I check to see if it's trapped?
Yeah. Give me a perception.
Good news, guys. It's not trapped.
Yeah, it's not trapped, but you can hear some kind of almost squishing sound coming from inside of it. It's very faint and muffled.
Squishy.
Yeah, it's very faint and muffled because it's still in thick stone and everything like that. But you can hear some kind of movement inside of it.
Did someone leave their mashed potatoes in this sarcophagus?
But that brings us to Wasp's turn, then Riod's turn.
I'd like to give a perception, not for traps, but for anything sort of around the room. Any markings or anything like that, just above and beyond on the walls and all sorts of that. Just anything that would be a clue towards who or what this figure is or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or would that be more of an investigation?
I'm pretty sure they run off the same stat anyway, don't they?
No, investigation is off of intelligence.
Oh, okay. But no, I'm happy with perception for that either. Anyway,
Okay.
with things like that, it's personal choice for the player, whichever is better for them. But you can't find any sorts of markings or carvings, but in the wall there seems to be the occasional every 10-15 feet little alcove. You can just make out the shape faintly through the vines and everything, but it definitely looks like there's pits or something inside the walls. And if you spent a couple of seconds clearing out any one of them, you'd possibly find the remains of a candle holder or something like that. This whole area very much feels like an overgrown tomb, so this could possibly have held either light sources or small offerings to those buried here. But no carvings or anything to indicate what might have been buried.
Okay. Well, whatever this guy was, he's more important. I mean, obviously somewhat from the layout of it, but there was room for candles all around here. Someone kept some sort of vigil up on it at some point. Whether a rite for, the dead to see their way or anything like that. That might be more your expertise, Jake.
Yeah, it's usually a tribute. Yeah, someone would really like these candles. So, the poor souls trapped in this area.
But if that is
Yep.
Riot's turn, we have Mist, who will come up here and stand, because it's a lot of what this is. Wasp's turn.
Right to the corner.
Because you don't share senses with your wasps, do you, anyway?
I
Or do
believe
you?
we can telepathically talk. Let me post the spell again. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a difference between talking and actually
Yeah, but
like,
I don't think we. yeah.
communicate telepathically, so you can't like see through their senses or anything like you can with
Correct.
familiar. Yeah. So yeah, I don't need to worry about
Yeah.
vision for them really. But that brings us to Jake's turn.
Has this been opened? It hasn't,
No. If you
I'm
want to
just
try
gonna-
open it, give us a strength. Yep.
Again.
You managed to, with a decent heave, slide the coffin or the sarcophagus's roofing off, and give me a second.
Yeah, too late, I would say again. Whoa, wait until we clear out everything first.
You would take a surprise attack.
It's the squishy thing.
From a giant swarm of insects that erupt as you release the seal on the sarcophagus. They sort of erupt from the inside. But that is your turn.
No, I'm gonna
And-
move. I'm gonna do movement first.
Oh, you're going to do movement?
Yep.
Alright, well, they get an opportunity attack as well in that case.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
they-
just taking like a 5-foot shift.
Yeah, well, from that attack, I'll back away for the 5 foot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like kind of caught me by surprise.
They
so I'll
are
back
tech-
for a little
They
bit.
were technically on your square, but with that, they're not. And that brings us to Roland's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer to them, and then stab. And then move a bit away.
So that is...
I don't know. No opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Oops.
And that's halved. So it's 10 damage.
Yeah.
Then it is the insect's turn. They will move back onto your square and make their attack against you. Which I assume does not hit you. And then it is Wasp's turn.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
The wasp will attack the swarm.
Yep, 19 hits.
So I don't believe a swarm can go prone at all, so you can just ignore
No, it's, yeah. So that... 4.
Since it's spectral, does that count as a magical attack? I don't know.
No. And then it is Riot's turn.
Since I am not tanking, we will just throw the flaming wasps at him.
Nice. And... oh, no, that's wrong. There we go.
Just out of curiosity, is Fire Wasp the same as Firebolt?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
River will kind of tut and tisk at you and move over and kind of slap at the last few bugs that are remaining. And apparently entirely miss.
That's what you get for being condescending.
Oh, Flask is kind of just going to stand there and chuckle, seeing no major threat. And it's the other wasp's turn.
The other wasp will just stay right there. I mean, I take it at this point it's obvious that the swarm is diminished.
Yeah, it's got like 1 HP left.
Okay.
So just don't miss it. Jake, your turn. Just make an attack roll.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Just slap the side of your cheek for the last bug.
It's basically what it is at this point.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you the advantage on that because there's basically 3 things slapping at you.
Right.
To try
Stomp
and
it
wash
with my
these
feet.
bugs. So yeah, that little lot of
And then
bugs is dead.
And then I look back up at River. Come on, give River a smile and look away.
Yeah, it wasn't like a serious actual condescending touching or anything.
Yeah,
it was a come on, I did warn you, this is your making. But that is that. Do you look in the sarcophagus now?
Yeah, I do.
Well, give me a...
No, I've got yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll step forward.
Give me a D100 roll.
Oh.
It's empty. It seems whatever corpse in there has been eaten away completely. There's a few bones left. No items of value. They seem to have decomposed or have been stolen previously.
I'm gonna be back. I gotta put my kid down, so feel free to take my turns until I'm back.
Roland's turn.
I'm gonna move up.
Riley.
Move up. I'm gonna dash. Oops, that's the measure. I'm gonna dash up here.
Mm-hmm.
When I get there, I'm gonna go all stealthy like. Oh, not so stealthy like.
Yeah, it's okay though. I don't think it would move out of the light and his vision, so it'll just move there. Jack, your turn.
Alright. Do more start moving up the hallway, have we?
Yes. Giving in mind you'll have to move around the sarcophagus.
Yeah. So
Unless
How do
you
you-
want to
how do you place
clamber over it.
the waypoints for each?
Control or Q.
I've been using right click.
Aye.
So there's actually a few ways you can do it.
Yeah, so I'll move to that square there. Trying to stand behind the team. Yeah, I'll do my team.
Rolling.
It is my turn again. I'm gonna figure out how far I can move around the corner before I stop saying. So that's one movement.
Two things.
I
from there.
shall.
Two things from there, just in case it changes what you do. You can see far into the roof what looks like small creatures hanging on the roof about this area. And also you can see something shuffling around over here. It's a humanoid figure. If that helps. Just because I assume you don't have an actual light source going.
I don't actually have an actual light source.
Yeah.
I'm pretty used to my night vision, so
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's better than usual, but I've learned to rely on it.
Yeah. So basically, where it's actual white light is the people who are using light sources, and you have the night vision, which is how I see
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
yes,
sweet as.
continue your turn though.
Well, I'm going to move forward just a little bit, but move more over here. So I'm going to go up. I'm feeling like I might have something drop on my head, but yeah, I'm going to move up here, and then if nothing falls on me, I'm going to try and go stealth again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's good. Spectral wasp. Can move there. 3 odd. 10, 20, 30. And give me a second. 2. And revert.
Yes.
So, stealth. Or dash first. And stealth. Once he reaches there, seeing you having gone sneaky.
I'm gonna whisper backwards that there's bugs up and a figure ahead, but I'm not sure if they'll
Now
if anyone will actually hear me.
Now that they have moved in and actual light is lighting the area, you can see that they are a bat.
What's light in the area?
Just this area is lit up where it's all white, and you can actually see the area. The red area is Roland's
Lux.
dark vision.
Alright. So the natural light in there would say it's like rays or something.
Not natural light. I assume the twins are using torches, except for Flask. So River's using a torch, and I assumed you would have been too. And
Yeah.
Riod has a light spell going. Actually, does he? Because
Yeah, he cast it at the beginning of the dungeon.
yeah, but
At the beginning of where we entered.
yeah, I'm trying to remember if it's a concentration or not. No,
Concentration?
It's not. So it's still going. Yeah. So basically, where it's red, only Roland can see. Where it's white, everyone can see. Or we can see. Everyone can see.
So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone will actually hear me, but I'm gonna whisper out bats and figure.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the hopes. I really don't know because I'm trying to be quiet and stealthy.
This figure has seen the light, it seems, and has started shambling towards you.
Would you say I heard that?
Oh, you didn't move for your last turn.
No, I didn't. I was going to
move now.
I was going to bring it up to
And then it's Flask's turn again. Yeah.
I've just realised I have dancing light.
what does that do?
Jack, your turn.
It just makes light.
Alright. Like you flick it and have it like bounce.
No, it's just a light.
It's a cantrip. Yeah, I'll ping it in chat. I also didn't know you summoned 4.
Yeah.
Now I'll see in the room.
Yes. And now it's Roland's turn.
Oh, I was going to do it.
Unless you're going to dash.
Yeah, I was going to dash. It's 2 squares of movements. No. Roland's turn.
Can I identify that figure at all now that it's lit up? Do I have any idea what it is?
Give me a nature check.
Nature check. I think that is another one of the things I am terrible at. I'm not actually that bad at nature. I've got a 0.
With a 20, you can see some vines kind of traveling over its shoulders off of its back, and you notice them almost instantaneously as yellow musk vines. It's a sort of plant that creates zombies out of big as it captures and everything. It tends to infect something, bring it back to life, and then a week later it will burst into a new yellow musk plant. The fact that there is a zombie in the area means that chances are there is already a pre-existing yellow musk plant somewhere in the area. That's as much as you would know about them, but I mean, it's a lot considering it was a natural 20 that you just know of. You might have
Yeah.
encountered one in the past at some point, or heard stories, studied it at some point, or anything like that. But yeah,
I thought the plant was interesting when I was young.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe your old spy organization tested using them as a means to, take over governments and stuff or something like that. But you have experienced them, maybe not fought one firsthand, but you know of and know what it is.
Mate, being that I'm still trying to be really quiet and stealthy, at the moment I'm just going to whisper this into... Is it Flask standing next to me, or is it River?
River.
I always forget the two.
Flask.
Yeah,
Flask
well,
is the
Flask.
wipe.
Alright, so I'm going to whisper everything I know to Flask just for now. I'll tell everyone later, but when I'm not trying to be super quiet.
Yeah.
Um,
And if that's your turn,
for now, I'm just going to hold my action.
alright. Riyadh's turn. He would probably use his beak. His fire. Yes, it does. And then River's turn. You will take a longbow shot, hit it. And do damage to it.
So what's everyone shooting at?
Does.
The bats.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the zombie.
The zombie.
Which,
I'd probably just pop off a longbow attack now as my action from just before.
moves closer, yeah.
Uh,
Make an attack now.
Nope.
It's actually a short bow, my bad.
Either or. But yep, that's a hit.
And then, if you hold your action, do you hold your bonus action?
No, I think it's only action.
Okay.
It's basically like, you're standing there holding attack ready to go.
Okay. Sweet as.
And it Flask's turn. Who will cast Chromatic Orb?
I'm back. I'm sorry. I exist again.
That's fine. You used the Fire Wasp against a zombie you were fighting.
Okay.
And it just disintegrates from the acid ball that Flask just threw at it. Oh, actually, it might not. Because it needs to make a con save, but I doubt it'll make it. Yeah, no. It just crumples to a pile of goo, essentially. Bringing us to Wasp's turn.
And what is this?
A swarm of bats above you on the roof, which are sleeping. They don't seem to have been roused by you yet. Keeping in mind that was probably a rather quiet combat. There was no real melee sounds or anything. Yeah, it was a couple of arrows loosed and one spell.
Gotcha. Well, look, even still, if they're sleeping, I'd rather try to leave them sleeping. As me. Are we on the second floor, or are we just up north now at this point?
You're up north now at this point. Okay. These stairs here are upwards. Go up to that central room again.
That'll be good.
Jake?
And I'll go, shh.
Can I do some sort of like hand signals to sort of try and tell everyone to quietly huddle?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I was going to try to slow walk from where I'm at now to Roland is.
Well, yeah, if you guys want to have a talk and everything, you can just take off from Roland's turn, and we'll say everyone's close enough you can have a discussion without, things you can't see hearing, essentially.
Well, yeah, I just want to just want to tell everyone what that was. That was a zombie from the yellow master plan. The chances are, since there's a zombie here, there'll be one of the plants. When I was a kid, I was fascinated by this plant. It was actually what got me into doing spy. Thought we could use this plant for experiments, but I'd just say be careful of it.
Would I know anything about it?
You've personally never heard the name Yellow Musk before. I mean, you don't think he's lying or don't think he's wrong, but you haven't heard of it personally before.
Does this
this is weird.
You know about the plant stuff, and I have no idea.
It's just like my childhood favorite plant, and you're like, no, I've never heard of this. It's like, really? It's super common where I come from.
Let's also try not to disturb the bats. We probably don't have to sneak by, but just try not to make any loud noises around them.
Scream loudly.
And yeah, just once I've told everyone, I'm going to move up a little bit. Just to the other.
Yep, and at this point you can see that this cave to the north, the roots and the vines have reclaimed the floor, and it almost creates a tunnel of plant life. But with that, it is Wasp's turn. And then Riod's turn.
And that's good, because I don't want to run next to the bats.
And when Ryod gets over to me, I'm going to say I think we should head this way first because I think I can see a wall. I think that this way is a bit of a dead end, so we should check that out. I think we're going to find my plant this way.
Sounds good. Just to clarify to you all too, I can't see what the spectral wasps see, so don't count on them for scouting or anything.
I wasn't.
Right.
I mean, if they're gonna,
unless it's something major, that they would be like, "Hey."
Yeah, if there's gonna be some kind of big nasty ahead, they would probably turn around and send you the message of big thing. But yeah, besides that, they can't really be used for scouting. They don't have their vision tokens set up or anything, which is fine because you don't need them.
Yeah.
Which is also why when I was controlling your tokens and stuff, one of them had 1 or 2 turns where they only moved like 5-10 feet because I didn't want to move them out of your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they would have just flown straight into darkness in that case. But it's Jake's turn after the wasp.
Alright, I don't have to. Perfect walk. Just a slow one moving past the bats. Yeah, I'll let my turn there.
Roland?
I'm gonna.
You can also see that the cave tunnel also gets a lot narrower. It comes down from the 20-25 foot roof of this clearly man-made structure and comes into a more natural 10 footish size tunnel or height tunnel.
I mean, I'm not 10 foot tall, so it's not not a
It
big
doesn't
worry.
make a difference, really. It's just, for you need to worry about anything like that.
Yeah, but once I get over here, I'm gonna do a dash. Then,
It seems to be a lot more of very much the same, a big tomb.
yeah,
A few more coffins and sarcophaguses, and one is broken open up there. You would guess it was probably where that zombie came from as well.
yeah. I wanna turn around and, without trying to be too loud, I wanna. No, actually, what I'll do is I'll do my last dash back. I can't click my guy. Wait, there it is. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna say there's just a few more sarcophagi up there.
No need to check them out. No one wants to go check them out. Don't know, but it's the wasps.
I mean, if these people want to check them out, it's up to them. But we've already had trouble coming out of sarcophaguses already.
Yeah, I'll also go and have a look what it is.
Well, it's the wasp's turn anyway, and then Riot. Because you guys still haven't woken up the bats. They seem to be quite sleeping, blissfully unaware of your passing.
Is Rio controlling these wasps, moving them around, or they move around?
They have their own turns, but he does have control of them.
Yeah. Like I'm telepathically from the spell, sort of telling them what to do. And they don't really get a lot of say in the matter,
They're fey beasts. It's what fey beasts do.
Pretty much. It just sounds terrible when you put it like that, you know?
It's not like slavery or anything.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Is that your thing?
Yes.
River will move to here. And she will just stay readied with her bow. As will Flask. Taking us to the next wasp and then Jake.
Can I actually do a quick perception chest from the wasp, specifically to see if there's anything like these rotting smells or whatnot? Because I presume the zombies, including the whatchamacallit zombie, had an odor.
Yeah, that it very much is. Especially now that you're standing next to them and been fighting them, you can tell that's where the odor's coming from. But you can smell from a small draft coming from the north as well that it might get a bit thicker the more north you go.
Yeah, I'd relate that. Yeah, the smell definitely gets stronger to the north.
But with that, it is Jake's turn.
Right. Take my movement up to here.
You had one more square if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's gonna go. Nope. And yeah, my turn.
Roland.
Even though I just came from there, I'm gonna head back there.
You're just
And then-
dashing back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash to one of the sarcophaguses. I want to
Okay,
use my action to inspect it.
Before you do that, you make it to there.
Try.
Yeah, and stepping on one of the tiles on the ground, give me a dex save.
My bad.
You got this.
My bad, guys. My
You
bad.
got this. You got this.
Uh,
Roll high, roll good. Roll a natural 20, bro.
So,
no.
fire out of the wall and 10 darts lodge themselves in your body. Each one hitting their mark, doing 10 points of damage. You don't feel any familiar sting of toxins or poisons on them. It very much feels like the trap is a factor of a lot of them being sent out as opposed to one or two with a poison on them. So you don't feel like you're poisoned or anything like that, but it definitely tickled a little. But with that,
10 damage altogether? Like they 1 damage each or 10 damage each?
It was 1 damage each.
Okay, because 10 damage each would completely eviscerate me.
I was about to say, like, I think
They're a dangerous trap, yeah, but not that dangerous.
Yeah. Now that I'm all messed up, I still want to go and investigate the sarcophagus.
Yes, where you can continue doing.
Just like maybe who it was, or if there's anything around. Yeah.
Give me perception or investigation, whichever you want.
they're both the same for me, so I see nothing.
It's a stone sarcophagus. The best you could make out is a humanoid on the top. You wouldn't be able to guess any race. There's no distinct features you recognize. But with that, it is the wasp's turn. And then
Okay.
Riot's.
Well, I'm assuming there are no enemies in there because he did not, shout for enemies. So I'm gonna pull the wasps back. And hit him right there to just watch the back, basically. Whereas I will. Right here, and I want to put a perception on it to see if I can easily tell if this trap has been triggered and not rearmed automatically.
It has definitely been triggered, and it has definitely not been rearmed, but you do notice on the space next to it a separate contraption
Okay.
or mechanism. You don't know if it would have the same effect, if it triggers the same actual trap function, but there is another separate trigger mechanism there.
Okay. I would call to everybody. There's still more traps in this area. There's one on the, at least right in front of the other way of the corridor, so step lightly. Roland, you might want to take care of it. And that'd be it.
River will hold her turn there, and Flask will come up with you guys. 30. He'll use his bonus to dash there, and then he will try do it himself as well. He'll try to disarm. Wait, is it sleight of hand, or do you do this?
I think it's usually sleight of hand, but I'm
Oh,
not. That's
it-
right. Two souls have their own. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, like, if I notice he's doing and we're not really in combat, I'd guidance him as well,
well,
if he can.
good thing you did. Yeah, you could have given it to him on the way past, whatever. But yes, with that too, that does actually he as he's disarming it, he accidentally triggers it, but he manages to evade. It's more darts that this time come down from the roof. The previous ones seem to have come from divots in the wall. But he says, "Oops, but it's clear now."
No worries, it happens.
Packs his tools away, and it is the wasp's turn.
That's one way to disarm it. Press.
We'll just move it right here.
And Jack's turn.
Give me a minute. Kiddo, I don't think you've been asleep yet. Have you? Or are you just scared and freaking yourself out? Yeah, talk to me. Don't just...
Yeah, in my turn.
Alright, we'll get a drink of water.
Roland.
Or you can have a drink of my stuff.
I'm gonna run or zoom for a bit. I want to at least use one of the dashes.
Okay.
Kiddo, no, you're already
Let me get-
sleeping with Grandma.
Let me get out. Get out, yeah.
Hmm.
Cower in pain.
Yeah.
I cannot
Last
hear what
time
you're
that
saying
gives you
because
a
you're
quizzical
mumbling your
look
words.
as to why you're all of a sudden running out once the traps are reset, and then notices
Kiddo, that's
that
not
you got actually
how
picked
this
by
kind
one
of
of
thing
them.
works. You have to get over
Look a
your
little bit
fears,
worse
because
for
there's
wear.
nothing to be afraid of in the
Doesn't
house.
say anything. But it is the wasp
I don't-
tone of Grim is back. But they will be holding there, I imagine. I don't know how long it's going to be and whether I should have his turn or not. Oh. Okay. I will take your turn for you, Grim, if you hear me. And I imagine he would check for traps around the stairs, seeing. He does not find any traps. But I'm not going to use his... Oh no, I couldn't have used his action anyway. River's turn, she will once again hold there. She seems to just be keeping a watch, watching the back, making sure nothing sneaks up on the party. Flask would, getting the okay from Riod that there's no traps, go to move up them, get about 3/4 of the way up before they would go from stairs and then just instantly slop down into a slide, which dumps him back down at the bottom.
One of those fun traps.
Yeah, funhouse traps, man. Jake, your turn.
Alright. The room.
You're quiet again.
I'm going to move into the room. Come over to the sarcophagus over here. Kind of give it the once over. Has it been checked for traps or anything?
This room has been, and it's cleared now that the 2 entrance traps have been cleared, but the stairs here are now a ramp going up about 20 feet. No, sorry, about 10 feet. 10 or 20? Give me a sec. 10.
10. Alright. I've still got a square of limit speed, don't I?
Yeah, like 1 square.
Can I go from here, or do I have to move here first?
No, you can go diagonal.
Diagonal? Here. And, yeah, I'll give it the once over on the stairs.
Yep. Give me a perception or an investigation. You can see that quite obviously the trap has been triggered. There doesn't seem to be any other triggers or effects for the stairs. It's very much just it's not meant to be easy to get up once you've triggered the trap.
I'll my turn.
Roland, your turn.
Probably not the best idea. But I'm just going to scout ahead down this tunnel. I'm going to dash to the end, and then stealth, and then just wait.
Okay.
Just being a scout.
That's fine.
Get it as far up as I can, and hide.
is fine. Boss will hold. 3 odds there. I'm gonna hold him there because I know he's got a concentration spell up, and if he fails the roll to get up here, it'll take damage. So I don't want to put that kind of roll against him. So River is holding. Flask, however, will try and make the roll. It is a athletics check, which he fails, and ends up tumbling back to the bottom. Bring us to Jake's turn.
So these ledges that are on the side of the steps, say they're like a zigzag pattern upwards, or is it just a solid wall?
It's a solid wall.
I don't think I'm going to make it up there with my armor, so...
We might. I'm actually just double checking if it gives disadvantage to athletics rolls. Can't remember. No, it's just stealth rolls. So you could probably make it up, or you can risk it if you want.
Well, I'll attempt to go up the stairs.
Yep.
Athletics roll, yeah?
Athletics, yeah. You get a few steps up before tumbling down and taking 1 damage. The stairs got triggered. You didn't find any traps on them, Grim. So he gave the okay. Flask went up. The trap got triggered where the steps turned into a ramp. And you could have made an athletics roll to get up there, but because it's damage if you fail, I didn't know if you wanted to risk your concentration.
To be fair, I'd probably rather not, yeah.
Yeah, so I just left you at the bottom. But it is Roland's turn, who is scouting up here. You've seen that this opens up on the left to some kind of cave, and then you can see a tunnel continuing off down this way.
I'd looking out for just anything, movement, anything in particular, anything out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary. You're seeing a few more flowers on the vines and everything. They're less straight wood, more flowers and interlace, ivies and stuff like that as you get deeper into the cave.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold for now, other than looking around and yeah, just waiting.
Alright. Wasp still holding there?
Yep.
Then it's your turn.
So I'm assuming the trap has not been taken care of, right?
It hasn't been reset. The stairs are still a ramp.
Okay, I'm gonna perception around to see if I can see the trigger of the trap, so we can, defeat it if it is hopefully down here somewhere.
You would have seen that one of the steps Flask stood on about 3/4 of the way up was the trigger, and it was kind of a sunk in first, and then the rest kind of snapped in after it. You can't see any kind of levers or anything on the walls. That might be a reset mechanism, though.
Okay. Well, if we think it's worth of it, we can either just run up and down it and slide down some time. We could grab some of our climbing equipment and attach one of the grapples to the end of it and attempt to grapple something along the edge too, if that'll help us come up.
If you want to just make a roll, if you want to do something like that.
Well, I'm offering other people. I don't want to particularly do it myself, because as I was about to say, I'm holding my concentration on the wasps right now, and I'd rather not let it go, so...
I mean, Flask is happy to do it, and given 10 minutes to make it and throw it up in such a way that it's secure, you'd be able to make a climbing rope, which would get up there quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who went up there and examined this, would you go up there too, Jack? Or will Flask make a roll?
Yeah, actually, I would. Yep.
Give me a D100 then.
What is the...
Did you roll right around that last time, too?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
It's the same effect this time. You find an empty sarcophagus with marks that indicate that quite possibly that corpse shuffled out of this way one point or another.
Well, it
And that was a fantastic roll, I'm not gonna lie.
could have been worse.
But we will make sure we take the grappling hook back with us, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically just find a way to safely slide down.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are back down, and for
Take the slide.
because we're back at the turn order, if you guys want, we'll say all of this took 20 odd minutes, and everyone can link back up here.
I'm happy
Roland,
with
if
that.
Yeah,
Yep,
if you wanted
do
to spend some time going up here, do tell me, because there is things that could happen if you're up there. But if you're just like standing there keeping a watch and stuff, but that's your choice. If he's there.
Up where?
Well, these guys have been about 20 minutes to do the sarcophagus and everything. So what would you have been doing in that time? Would you have gone and explored these areas by yourself?
Maybe just this one.
Well, in this, if you want to move yourself into there. In this area, you can see above you another swarm of sleeping bats on the roof.
Is that all I can really say around here?
In this room, yes. Everything's very overgrown in here. If you wanted to spend the time actually making a thorough search of the area, give me that position, and we'll see if you can find something. But it is a factor of you would be clearing routes, and you might have to give me a stealth roll as well to not wake the bats.
So, did you say perception or investigation? You cut it right when you said one of those.
Either or, whichever you'd prefer out of those. If I ask for one, I tend to do. You can do either or.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll roll both of those. I don't see anything.
Well, you don't find anything, but you don't wake the slumbering critters either. You spend a good 15-20 minutes and do a good clear of that cave, and all you can find is the bat sleeping above you and the constant roots and foliage. So just feel free to come back to the others if you want.
Yeah, just make me way back quietly past the bats.
And then yeah, we can just centralize back here.
And update each other.
You can go ahead and hit
Yeah,
it.
so guys, I found a room with nothing but bats.
As in, it's a room of nothing but bats, or
I mean, there's
the room
more bats
itself
than
is
that.
comprised of nothing but bats.
However much I want it to be that second one, there's just more bats in the room. I couldn't find anything else.
You can
As
just
much as
use
I would love a room made just entirely out of bats, that is not what I have found.
Well, with that information, they would certainly be being a bit quiet, but Wasp's turn. And then Jake's turn.
Would you say I'll be making noise if I travel from
If you're like dashing
here
or
to
something.
there?
No, that's just your normal
Why?
movement. You just sound a bit clanky, but it's not like you're running or anything and making an overbearing amount of noise. And you'd still have your action there as well.
Can I take my action as a movement?
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
dash.
Yeah, I'll take it as a dash. Move. To there. And then my turn.
And then it's rolled this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back up to the front and then hide again. I mean, it's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Whoa!
The other wasp, and then your turn, Riot. Assuming you're not dashing.
I am not dashing. Even though everybody sort of went past it, we'll give the old perception. Maybe we just got lucky.
The smell is definitely getting thicker, and there's a slight breeze coming from this north tunnel up here.
Whatever this thing is, likely to the right, this stench is getting a lot stronger rather than weaker, so if we're heading that way, be prepared.
And Vosk's turn.
Smells like Saturday mornings.
And at this point, Flask would point into this cave to the right here and tell you all that he can see two things coming out of the cave towards you. But it's the Wasp's turn now.
We'll keep them within vision.
And yet your bee would also buzz that something is ahead. But I take it they don't have a particular intelligence, so it's more of just a, hey, there's something, not this is what it is.
No, it's still animal intelligence, yeah.
Yeah. And with that, it is Jake's turn.
Kind of not shoving past everyone, but gently.
Keep in mind, if you get up to this area here, it'll just be quote-unquote off the map, which will be the next area.
I'm gonna move Camp. Gonna give this area this. Yeah, that area there. Gonna give it over for once over for a trap.
Do you want to give perception? You can see now that you're a bit closer that currently by the edge of your torchlight and everything, they haven't actually noticed you yet. But if they keep wandering around randomly, they very well could. But you do not find any traps.
Alright. I'll let my turn.
Roland's turn.
I'm just gonna move up slightly enough to not break stealth.
Is that all?
On a ready an arrow shot, but not set it off. I want to hold an arrow shot.
So, for if they like notice or start moving or what?
If they well, if it looks like they've noticed us, or if they get past that point.
Wasp's turn.
So I can not see, but I would tell it to move about halfway between the rest of everybody and whatever this thing is.
It would be able to get to there.
Wrong one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was he there?
Right here he was.
So this one. So
Who was right in that spot that I wanted to go to.
Up to 40 feet of movement.
So yeah, he could get there. And this one. And moving this close, it would have moved. Can you see that through your?
I cannot see. I can see right where.
No,
No.
I was going to be asking Roland.
Sorry.
I can see just like a tiny bit of him right here.
Okay.
Like,
So,
just the edge of him.
well, you
trying to
would have
bring it.
seen that it's coming this way. I'll give you the opportunity to give it an attack when it would have passed this point if you want, because
Say again.
if you want to take your action attack when it moved past this point, you can, because you would have noticed that it's moving closer towards you guys.
Yeah. Well then.
But if
yeah.
you want to keep your stealth, then you don't have to, obviously.
Did it look like it had noticed the wasp?
No, but it probably has by this point, seeing as it's like 10 feet away from it. Like,
Yeah.
its movement wasn't because it saw the wasp, but, you know, it would be basic logic to suggest it's gonna be hard to miss the thing 10 feet away.
Yeah. I'm a let loose.
Alright.
It's been a while since I'm the first one to fire a shot.
Give us an attack. That's a hit. And then the zombie's turn. It would not have. So it kind of bumps into this rock alcove here, or rock wall. And then Riod's turn.
Yeah, well, I see it. I assume we have fired at it, and so I'm going to do the same.
I'm pretty
Whoa.
sure you would have at least seen me shoot it.
Yeah.
Yep. River's turn. She would. But We'll actually dash to there. And then endo turn. Flask would to there. Needs to make a con save. Makes it. Oh, sorry, Wasp's turn.
It's alright.
This one.
Yeah.
And then Jake's turn after it attack, which is a hit. And it will make it con save. Yep, it makes its con save. It's still standing.
Mm-hmm. Now this one could not get prone, because I mean it's obviously not from.
Oh yes, sorry. So
Yep.
it does need to make that. And it is knocked down.
Whoop.
Your turn, Jake.
Knocked down but not dead, eh?
No.
Sucks to make attack against it.
Yeah, man.
So, nah.
I'm
Try
pretty
to
sure
get it with Morning Star.
you get advantage with it too. It's a hit. Good.
Nice.
It
Oh,
makes
that's
the
it.
save, so it's still alive.
Hold
Roland,
on,
your turn.
I'm gonna move her. I'm not sure if there's rock there, but roughly there. Use my bonus action as a dash. Yeah. Go rather down from this point rather than there. And then, would I be able to loose an arrow at this one?
Which one? Yeah. This is kind of like a almost waist high rock.
Yeah. Oh. Loose an arrow at that one.
Give us a roll. Yep, that's good damage against it. Wasp's turn.
Actually, probably better to go around here.
I mean, it's prone anyway.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
That's a hit. Oh my god. It is
Wow.
just unkillable.
That's the
Um,
thing about zombies.
It's turn. Is it this one? Yep. So it uses half its movement to stand up. And will make an attack against the wasp to the south.
Certainly hit.
Then it's the other one's turn. It will make an attack against Roland. Which I imagine is a hit. And
Yeah,
then
no,
have-
that hits.
Yeah, so 5 damage.
Start coughing up blood.
How much HP you want?
Are you already coughing up blood?
Half.
Not, he's not coughing up blood. He's
Yeah.
bloody. Coughing up blood would be like 10% health left.
What else happened to you?
Ah,
He got hit by
Those darts.
the darts. He got hit by 10 of them.
Right, fair enough. Oof. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
decided not to take a short rest.
attack that
He
one.
wanted to explore a cave.
Could have been cool stuff in that cave, though.
Hit. Definite hit.
That's
The one, that one.
Yeah.
Alright. Imagine not taking the chance at killing the one that can actually be killed with 1 damage.
yeah.
I don't think it. I think it. I think it would. I think it would say.
Think.
Surely
Thing.
the 3 of them have it.
Well, you'd hope so, but do they?
Probably not.
She will take a fire at that one. Definitely hit it
Yeah.
and do a lot of damage. But watch
What's
it.
it saving
Watch
again?
it.
Oh
Wow.
Wait, no, wait. Ping the thing again, because I'm pretty sure it said unless the damage comes from a crit.
Oh, did it? I'll check. Or from a critical, no, yet. So it does die at that point. Alright.
Nice.
Yep.
There's
That one is
giving
dead.
us a run around.
So it is now Flask's turn, who will take a shot at the other zombie. There. Hit. And Wasp's turn. Yep, let's see if it makes its con save first. It makes its con save.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
These
It
zombies
actually
How
goes
long is this
back
one
to
gonna
full.
What's that?
I said it actually goes back to full.
No.
How long will this zombie stay alive?
I know, right? Jake's turn.
Well, gonna move over here. Make a strike at it.
Sorry for pinging every time I go to move them, but it's
That's all good. Yep, that's a hit. He made it
Jeez.
by the save. This is insane. Roland, your turn.
Come on, guys!
Well,
Don't
you
you know
have to
how to
roll a
kill a
save.
zombie?
Oh no.
Stab it in the head.
Yep.
Watch it save again.
No,
Aha.
it dies this time.
That's how you kill a zombie.
No.
And
Take
you
your
guys
zombie.
seem to be in the clear now.
Well, then I won't attack my movement and explore deeper into the cave.
Yep. Over here, it clears. Some of the plants clear out, not completely. They're still well covering most of the ground and most of the walls and everything. But you can see a lot more of the stone underneath, and it's very much more natural stone now, not carved. But if you want to give an investigation or perception, you can see if there's anything special around. Same as anyone else. who
Well,
wants
I've got a
to see.
+0 on both of them, and I've been hitting perceptions and getting nothing, so I'm going to investigate this one.
You would find in the corner over here a long dead body. It's near skeletal. It's all dried out, and what little flesh is left on it is more like leather. But you find a little sack of 3 gold coins.
Nice.
Nice.
That like more than triples the amount of money I have.
That's 300% more than what I got already.
And with that, I will tell you guys, you have explored this map, and there are no hostiles left unless you want to make a point of fighting the swarms of bats. So if everyone wants to gather up in this tunnel to the north up here, I will move everyone into the next area, assuming people wish to keep going deeper.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Do we want to take a short break so Roland, you can heal up?
Yep. Also for drinks and everything, I know it's nearly the time we usually finish quote unquote early, so we can I've definitely got more set out if people are happy to keep going.
Yeah, I'm okay keeping going for a while still.
Yeah, I'm good.
So anyone, we will take a quick 5-minute break now, then make fresh coffees or anything. I definitely need one. We
I'm
haven't taken
gonna roll my head dice and then go for a smoker.
Yeah. Anyone else who wants to do
And of
short
course-
rest things?
No.
Hey, that's a good hit dice roll.
That's the best hit dice roll. But I'm still gonna use the second one so I can get to full health.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I should have thrown a spelling for rest. Oh, no, it was short rest.
Save your spell slots. You've got short rests. And yes, you guys will be black for a second.
There, now I'll be back. I'm probably gonna make some more tea, so.
I was trying to find myself so I could change my health bar as well.
Alright, I shall be back. Don't go exploring the map. There's nothing on there that you guys can see, because it's all GM layer, haha. I'm back, just muting because I am eating and stuff. I am back.
Mm-hmm.
You're back?
Mm-hmm.
If you're only seeing black, it's because you're meant to be to the south.
I see, yes. Got a little bit of tea brewing, or rather brewed. Well, the water's boiled. I guess the tea isn't brewed yet, but you know.
I know what you
So you may or may not find it funny, but this one is my most commented on videos of the D&D.
Oh, really?
But it's all commented on by spam.
Oh.
Almost every single time it goes up, within about 5 hours, there's a couple spam things that I have to delete. But only on this one.
It's so bad. Well, I'll just take once Fraser's back. I'll just take Greg's turns
Okay.
till he gets back. Because I won't
Oh
make
yeah, I see.
15 minutes. But after a short rest, you would probably only have about maybe 10 minutes left on your wasp.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Rolling back somewhat.
Maybe.
Is it open?
Well, that depends. Can you hear us? I'm assuming not.
No.
Oh, reconnect back to Discord, I see. Welcome back.
If you're back. It does not sound like.
What if he is back and this is just the ultimate power move?
I am back.
Oh.
I couldn't hear anything. I haven't heard anything on Discord ever since we left, so I was just assuming I was back early.
Nah.
I mean, I just got back, really.
Cough. But yeah. I will play Jack until Drake gets back, because he'll be 15 minutes or so, he said.
I'm just going to be away from the computer.
Are you still having a smoke?
Yeah, no, I just...
God, your internet is shit.
It's like 20 degrees today outside and like 25 in my room.
We got a little bit of snow today. Some flurries. But it's probably the only snow we're going to see this year. But north of me, they're gonna get like a foot of snow or something.
Does it snow often for you or something?
Not
Like,
super often where I am. But like an hour or two north, you know, it snows like all the time. Apparently that hour is a huge difference.
Yeah, it can be.
I mean, I get it. There's a pretty sizable lake like to our south, and that throws off a lot of weather patterns and stuff for the area.
I reckon it would be cool to be a place where it snows.
I mean, I quite enjoy a little bit of snow, sometimes infrequently. Like, I mean, I like the cold anyway, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to be somewhere that gets like, you know, 3+ feet of snow or something like that.
There's no good one up here.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in that corridor, no traps or anything, so even if you spend time searching, you're not going to find anything. But for now, we will just explore as you want and not worry about initiative until it happens.
Okay.
It's more triggered fights now.
Mm-hmm. What direction do we want to go in?
I don't. That's between you and Roland.
Yeah. Do you have any preferences?
You can see.
I mean, I generally like the areas where I can see walls, but I can't really see any walls.
Well, these black spots. They are walls of what looks like small houses or cabins, stone ones, and down here looks like the corridor is blocked off by fire.
Oh. Let's go check that out.
If that's what people want to do. River will probably stay about here. Flask will come down there. I'll have Jake.
I might. I'm sort of thinking that.
Go.
I was just saying, I'm sort of thinking going up this way, we might be able to get around the fire.
It certainly looks like it.
But for now, I'll just come investigate this with him.
Perhaps there's some sort of trigger for it or something right around here.
As you're making your way down the corridor, you don't find any triggering mechanisms or anything. But if you were to continue basically any closer, even just one more square closer, you'd notice that the fire doesn't seem to be putting off any kind of heat.
It might be illusory or something like that. Well, we can take old damagey right here. Bloop.
As the wasp moves through the fire, it takes that much fire damage. It definitely burned.
How interesting. We should
that
probably
fire
stay away
seems
from
like fire.
It does, but I mean, it's not putting off any heat until, well, at least you get right inside of it. But yes, probably best to avoid it. Would you like to lead the way, Roland? You do see a bit farther than anyone else.
Uh, sure. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I personally think we should just come up to this passageway. Come see. Maybe we might be able to turn the fire off from behind it.
Sounds worth investigating.
Well, you can see.
Well, before I move on. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was just saying before we move on and everything, you can see that these walls here and everything are also look like more buildings and shacks. But they kind of make tunnels through. They go to the roof. The roof is back down to that 10 feet in this area.
So it's still like natural stone, but it looks more like it's been carved out.
Yeah, a mix of both almost. Like this wall here is still very natural stone, and then these structures that possibly someone made stone walls or something like that. This corridor with the flame is a carved stone.
Okay.
Before I move on, I'm gonna stealth it. Just cautiously move out. Did roll that. Yeah.
Yep.
Still
Very
thinking I'm
cautious.
quiet. Still thinking I'm quiet. I'm gonna cautiously move out.
Everything is still covered in the same vines and foliage that have basically entrapped this whole cave system.
Is this a liquid?
Yes. It's very dark, obviously, seeing as it's in pitch blackness over there. But yes, it does seem to be a liquid, and you can't see the bottom of it. It's just like an inky black.
Can I actually? I wanna go up to it, like up to the edge over here. Can I? Yeah. As soon as I get to it, can I cast dancing lights and send them down? See if I can light up the body of water. Water, liquid.
You can. The lights would. Say if they're waterproof or anything. If there's something that can be extinguished.
They just say they're 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs.
I will say that it's
I don't think
usable
they're
underwater.
fire.
Yeah, I'll say it's usable underwater, and you'd be able to see them moving under the water, but you wouldn't be able to, at least as far as you can see, find a bottom to it. And yes, I'm taking into account the range. Like if you pushed it 120 feet under the water, they still don't hit any kind of flooring.
Any guesses as to what this liquid might be while trying not to touch it?
It's not magical. Going off an Arcana roll.
It seems pretty deep down there.
I mean, it looks like water. The blackness just seems to be from the lack of light and the depth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the fact that it's blue, just ignore that.
Right.
I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but there is also 2 more people over there.
No, it's
people, figures.
It's past what I can see.
Yeah, you can only see your token.
What direction?
I believe that I'd call that east, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know what
North being
we're underground, so I'm pretty lost for the direction.
Fair.
And they're
you
over
would
that
point to
way,
the
and I
east.
point that way.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
For now, I think we should probably move back and explore an area back here.
I'm fine with that.
Let's try not to gain their attention.
This could be much bigger than we intended to. If there's some sort of F dock here, if there's a dock inside the caves, again, this could be much bigger than we originally thought.
I wasn't thinking that was a dock, but now that you mention it, that might be a dock.
Not for ships or anything, of course, but boats, certainly.
Maybe there's fish in these waters.
Fish, maybe, but zombies, certainly. Maybe now's not quite the time.
I wasn't going to go fishing. It's just theorizing. There might be fish.
So what were people going to go check out?
I think we should head back this way for now.
Mm-hmm.
Down here to the right as you walk into it, kind of looks like almost a hallway or corridor of some point with old doorways posted down each of the ways. I don't know if you can actually see where the doors are marked.
Not particularly. It looks
Perception
like
rolls, and I'll point them out properly.
Okay.
But you could also slip through here. It seems to be a small gap between the natural wall and this stone walling of this building next to you.
I'm gonna shimmy through that real quick to see what I can see.
18 would reveal doors there.
Okay.
Is this a cave-in?
Yes. And it does seem to loop around back to, you would guess, the corridor that had the fire in it.
I'd end up moving down, see the fire, and then...
Yeah.
Is that the end of that area there?
Is this anything, or is that just more ruins?
No, that's rock there. There's a door right to your north as well, sorry.
Oh,
There. But it's overgrown with vines and roots and foliage.
I'd like to sort of look around for traps in this hallway and on
sounds
this
going up.
street.
I was just trying to say, can I cut through the vines and all that?
Yeah.
I spent some time doing that.
What's that perception for, Grim?
Could you not hear me? I want to take some time
Is
and
it
look
an
for...
intentional one?
Oh my gosh, I was muted.
Yeah.
I want to take some time and look for some traps sort of through this hallway and around this building in particular.
The building on the right?
The building to my left.
Building to the left, yeah. You don't find any traps, assuming you'd go to, this kind of area. You don't find any traps between those points or on the door here.
We can say. Hmm.
Um, the building on the right, you don't find any traps, assuming you'd go to, this kind of area. You don't find any traps between those points or on the door here.
We can say.
Um,
mind, I'd call out. It doesn't appear to be trapped. Shall we try one of these doors?
And then I'm gonna poke my head back around the corner. I've almost got all the vines off this one.
All right.
I don't know if all the rest of the doors have vines on them or not, but
And
if they don't, I'm
spending-
taking the most difficult door.
Spending a couple of minutes, just put yourself on the other side of the green. You'd be able to go through the door. Guys, we'll move back this way. And you find an empty room. Aside from, I didn't throw models in because I'm not going to put that many tokens in. But there are a lot of corpses in here, varying states of decay, and some are still almost what you would call fresh. There's still flesh on their bones and everything. Others have withered away to nothing and are only skeletal remains. They seem tangled into all of the roots and vines and systems of the trees and plants in the area.
Could I make a guess as to, after they were thrown in here, were they just left here, or are things like coming out and grabbing them and pulling them out after they've been here?
Give me a insight.
Okay.
It seems to be almost a mixture of both. Like, at some point, plants have just overgrown on some of the older remains and everything. Some of the fresher remains seem to have been almost entangled. It's less vines growing in between ribs and cages and everything like that, and actually wrapped around legs or arms and stuff like that. But it's a good mixture of both, it seems.
It's possible that we're dealing with some hostile plant life here. I mean, certainly might make sense if we've already seen one plant, the mustard. What is it? What was it that you saw?
Yellow mustard. No, not yellow mustard. Yellow musk.
Well, I mean, it may make sense if there's more than one thing here, so I'm not sure if at this point we should be trying to not disturb the vines and whatnot, or we should be making a point in doing it.
I mean, at this point, it's since you came into this cave system after the tomb area, it very much seems like if you've ever, not that I expect your character ever would have, but if you want to imagine a Dryder's lair, but instead of webs, it's all vines and everything, like, you have not, there's been no way that you haven't disturbed the vines on your passing throughs and everything. You're walking on them, you're shuffling over them, you've cut some down over the walls and everything.
Sure.
If they were some kind of sensory organ, you imagine they would have reacted by now.
Fair enough.
And a lot of them do seem like natural vines and plant life.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
want to check out the room properly?
I think we could give it a good look through.
I would also look through. I'm not sure if I'm just giving him advantage or need to roll, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you can both roll separate ones. Investigation or perception. As you're kind of picking over the corpses and the vines.
That was the wrong one.
You're gonna intimidate shit into giving it to you.
Where are
Okay.
you, treasure?
No, but I think I can investigate pretty well.
Grim, give me a D100 and re-roll anything under 50.
Okay.
96. That works. buried under one of the corpses in a corner of the room, you find a small intact jar that amazingly hasn't broken or anything. If you open it up, you see it has some kind of paste inside of it.
Well, I'd say I found something.
Glue.
But, I'm not sure what it is just yet. We'll need some time to look over it. Some sort of paste or something, and I would close the jar back up and store it away.
What does it taste like?
I'm not tasting it.
It's the death poison. And you roll in.
I'm just gonna pop that on shared equipment, though.
Yeah, that's fine. On one of the corpses, you find a sword. It seems it looks like
Is
a
it
basic.
sword?
It looks like a basic short sword.
Do I know what type of sword it is?
Short sword.
A short sword.
Yeah. It's a. I don't want to say basic short sword, but it is. But it's quite ornate and very pretty looking. And to just give you the OOC information of it, it is a +1. Just a short sword +1.
I can't really hear that well.
Short sword +1.
Alright, I got it that time, thank you.
Yes. But in terms of whether you would know it is magical or not, you do not. It's just a very nice looking sword. But without...
Do I still, can I still take advantage of the +1 without knowing that it's +1? Do I still write it up as the +1?
Yeah. And it also acts as a magical weapon as well for terms of resistance. But with that seems to be this room clear. There doesn't seem to be anything of value. Not to say that a pretty sword isn't valuable, of course.
Pretty sword's definitely valuable.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shall we check out some of these other rooms then? We found one thing, surely.
I would think so.
Yeah. Just give me a moment to search for any traps or anything.
Was that a moment in character or out of character?
It was in character.
Are you clearing the doorway here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm specifically looking, on the outside of this, building to the right of us for any traps or anything. Yeah.
The traps. No, you do not see any traps or anything, but you do hear something shuffling around and stumbling around inside the building.
There's something in this one, likely more, of our undead friends, if I had to take a guess. Worth opening, or shall we skip this one?
Do you feel like we could take a couple of zombies? I don't know. Does it sound... do you know if it sounds like a lot?
With a natural 20, I will tell you that it sounds almost perfectly like there's 3 of them in there. You can hear 3 lots of a kind of clattering, shuffling sound.
If I had to guess, there's 3 of them, and I have it on pretty good authority I'd be right. But it's possible that they may be equipped well. There's something louder in there. I think if we're all ready and prepared, then surely we can take them. We've taken this many thus far.
I personally would kind of like a chance to use this new sword. It looks like it was made by at least a mastersmith. Then I'm going to duck by the door.
Alright, let me pull this up. We will roll for initiative, suckers.
There it is.
And of course, everyone else bringing up the rear, as it were.
Jake. Initiative. But
It's pretty safe to assume this is where we just came from, right?
yes. Yep. Same building. And we're good. Alright, so that doesn't do anything because they're not. Oh, have you started clearing? Would you have cleared the vines before the perception roll?
No.
So yeah,
Because I was looking for traps specifically, like on the doorway or anything like that.
So there's still vines covering the door, and as far as you're aware, it sounds like they're still unaware of you.
Okay.
But it is Flask's turn. They will hold their. River will move up and ready a bow shot for if anything comes through the door once. Probably you open it.
So,
hopefully.
Can we open the door with these vines on it, or do we have to?
You'll have to clear the vines first. This one's quite dense. Almost another door itself of vines.
Okay, well then I will clear the door as best as I can. I mean, I'm probably the least good at that because I don't have any like sharp weapons on me.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have slashing damage?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
no.
you're probably going to want to just fire burst it, honestly.
Yeah, I can go ahead and firebolt it. It's unlikely it would catch. This is all living stuff, right?
You're also a druid. Do you have any other spells that might clear plants?
Certainly none prepared at the moment, and I wouldn't want to sit down and change anything out, yeah.
Oh, make me a burning bee attack. That's a good one. And that would burn the vines away perfectly fine. I'd let you open the door as a bonus action even.
Sure. I'll open the door. So I would have to step in the scene. Yeah, I don't know if you can.
That's what I'm about. Yeah. That will do all of that. Can I cut this out? No. You're gonna probably have
There we
that
go.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So for a second,
That worked.
I will quickly redraw it now while you with Jake's turn next. Damn it. Yes. You've seen all that side stuff anyway, so it's not hiding anything. You can see where the walls are. It is Jake's turn. He will 10, 20, 30, stand in the doorway and hold his action. The skeleton will move up. Jake will get his attack now. Halved is 3. Roland, your turn. Oh wait,
can
no,
I
skeleton
get
attacks.
past?
Sorry, skeleton attacks first.
Fair enough.
He misses anyway, but yes, now it's your turn. I didn't think you would hit him.
Could I get past these guys to get to here?
Yeah, you
And
can move
can I-
past friendlies. As long as it's
So I'm
not
gonna
the
move
actual...
up here. Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to move up there. It's just enough to keep stealth and stab him. And then, believe it or not, I'm going to use the bonus action to hide.
Yeah, because that would also kill it anyway. Next,
Hold on.
Man's turn. 10, 20, 30, and make an attack against you, Roland. Because
Me?
not
Because
actually
I don't
really
look like I'm covered in heavy armor.
doesn't think like that. But oh yeah, so I assume that's a hit.
It's even if it wasn't a hit, it's a hit.
Yeah, Spectral Wasp.
All right, we'll probably take an attack of opportunity, shifting back, or moving around rather.
No, you can move 5 feet once you're inside of it, so it'll be at Roland and then the 5 feet to there, so you're okay.
I mean, because it was down south of me, if I just moved 5 feet, it would be inside one of the two, and I would think I could not attack from there, from inside of them.
Oh, no, not with your thing, but
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about attack of opportunity against you.
No, against it.
Yeah. Are you attacking the wasp?
Yeah.
That's a miss.
It's got pack tactics.
Oh, then that's a hit. Right, so make go 5 and make an attack against your.
It's a miss.
And Flask's turn, he will 10, 20, 30, river. Just line up with the dog pile, I guess, and she will cast Hail of Thorns as a bonus action, and then make an attack against the back skeleton with a longbow, which is a hit. So . So your B needs to make a dex
Dex
save,
save? Okay.
or take half of one. So take one.
Oh, that's not.
So it takes 1 damage no matter
Yeah, I
what.
guess it. Yeah.
Quick question: what's half of one?
What's that?
1.
What's half of one?
1.
Is it just one?
Yeah. You don't need to worry about it rolling. And that is her turn, Riot.
We'll attack the one to the right of the B with the old fire.
It's a miss.
Okay. And that's it.
Jake's turn. He will. Does he have? He will. Morning Star. 2 damage. Get out of the window. Come here. Sorry.
No worries.
Skeleton's turn. That one's dead. Roland's turn.
Is I might need to reconnect real quick. But is this one flanked?
This one here. Not from you. Or not
Is
for you.
he surrounded enough to be flanked?
I suppose with 3, yeah.
Okay. So I was going to try and move on to the other side if I'm risking an attack with opportunity, but
That
if he's
was-
already flanked,
yeah.
I'm just going to. Yeah. I was going to do it for the flanking though, because advantage sneak attack.
That one's dead.
And then I'll move up.
And then it's the wasp's turn.
Yeah, I'm actually going to still risk an attack of opportunity and move to that side of him for the flanking.
Alright. And it would take its attack.
That hits. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But it's the bee's turn. Or the wasp.
Mm-hmm.
That's a definite hit. And
Sorry about that, gentlemen.
all good.
Sorry.
12. It saves it. And it is, I believe, its turn. Yes, it will make an attack against the quite obviously already wounded person who's trying to be annoying to it.
Oh.
That me?
That's you.
Yeah, that's you, buddy.
Okay. Now I'm coughing out blood.
Yeah, stick him down for a feed and then stick him down for a rest.
But it is Flask's turn.
Can you throw those biscuits over? Can you throw Monte Carlos over?
10, 20.
No.
And
Through absolutely no one's fault but my own.
11
To get that
Which-
juicy flank.
finishes it off quite nicely.
That flanking though.
And that's that. That's that little altercation cleared.
Of course I had to get 2 crits rolled against me.
That was pretty bad.
How are you looking?
Oh, he's coughing blood now.
I mean, is he still on his feet, or is he?
He's
I'm
alive.
on 3 out of the.
You're on
I'm
3?
at 10% health.
Nice.
Yeah, he is actually coughing blood now.
I'm bad shape.
But as for you guys to deal with, what are you doing now?
Well, I'm gonna assume
I'll explore
cleric is
another
gonna
room.
take care of it, but I'd like to come in and give a search of this room. Last time we found some pretty decent stuff, and
You don't find much of anything. It looks like it may have been some kind of larder or storage room at some point. There's a couple of empty barrels all broken and rotted away or claimed by the vines, but you don't find anything usable by any means.
okay. How are the equipment on the skeletons even worth salvaging, or likely not?
I mean, the fact that you guys are basically maxed on weight already, and I'd imagine you don't want to take nice stuff out. Nah, they're basic skeleton gear. Just
Okay.
short swords that do the job of getting crits and clobbering you.
Although technically we are an entire body's weight down.
True. But oh.
So since when have you hacked the Roll20 servers to just get nothing but crits?
I know, right? I swear it's not my fault. But Flask does find something. I just need to roll for it. He finds a very good something. He finds on a truly dead corpse in the larger room a small ring, which he spends 5-10 minutes going over, which if you guys are happy to wait for, you would have to lose your B.
I am okay losing the B.
Yeah.
Is 5-10 minutes technically a short rest?
You can treat it as a short rest if you want. Like, short rests you can take basically any point. Just tell me and make sure you reduce your resources of whatever you use.
I'm cutting in heavily in that right now.
Oh, okay, sorry. But he identifies it as a ring of jumping. And, I mean, he obviously lays some form of claim to it, but he also says that he's not against if it helps in some point, sharing it around or anything like that. But he does
What was it?
a ring of jumping.
Ah.
But it is kept on his person.
I honestly don't mind if he has that. I think he would probably be the best person to have that.
But what do we want to do after that? There's looks like more cabins to the north, for those of you that looked out before.
Hey, I think I'm gonna have to go. We've got more nightmares I gotta deal with.
Okay, that's fine. We will call it here for this week then.
Yeah.
That was still a good session, and we still have plenty more to do next week.
It was a good one. Like, I'm okay with you guys keeping on going on, but I'm gonna do an outro real quick.
No, yeah, we'll wrap it up now. I know we only wanted to go until about 5-ish. I didn't expect you guys to get through this entire thing in one session.
Yeah. But either way, if you've been watching, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a fun one. Our rogue is seemingly tanking everything again. Because I think at this point you're the only one who's been damaged in this.
It just runs forward at them.
Except the wasps. They don't count.
Yeah.
Yep.
But either way, it was a good one. And I look forward
But
to
I've been
playing.
damaged heavily.
Again tomorrow, but unfortunately something came up and I gotta run. So again, hope you all have a good one. And
Yeah.
Peace out.
Have a good one.
Take it easy.